A very good evening, dear students. We shall start the revision in 3 minutes time at 6:45 p.m. sharp. Good evening, students. We begin with our revision on AI Term 2 portion for board exams. Now tell me, we have learned about the three domains of artificial intelligence. Based on what features have we classified these domains? You can post the answer in the chat section. How do you classify the three domains of AI? On what basis are we classifying the domains of artificial intelligence? We have been studying this since class 9. You can post your answers in the chat section. The chat section is enabled. You can start posting your answers. Yes, the three domains are NLP, CV and data science. Exactly, you're right, Smita. But on what basis have we classified these three domains? It is based on the data that we feed into these domains. When we feed in different types of data, for example, if we take data science, we are feeding numeric and alphanumeric data. If we take natural language processing, we are feeding in data in the form of text or speech, and if we see computer vision, We are feeding data in the form of images or videos, right? So on that basis, we have classified the three domains of AI. So today we are going to look into two chapters. One is natural language processing and the other one is evaluation. I'm sure you all have gone through the portion thoroughly. So let's have a quick revision. Now the first question in front of you is, what is the full form of NLP? You can post it in the chat section. What is the full form of NLP? What is the full form of NLP? Let me see the chat section. I want answers to be coming up. Natural language processing. Very good, Harsh. Very good, Hemshri. So this is a subfield of artificial intelligence that is focused on enabling computers to understand and process human languages. So the full form of NLP, as you all said, is natural language processing, which is a subfield of AI that is focused on enabling the computers to understand and process human languages. This may be a 1 mark or a 2 mark question. Now the second question, what are the two types of data that we feed into NLP applications? It is written words or spoken words. You can give the answer as text or speech. Now the next question to you all is, name some applications of natural language processing. What are the applications of natural language processing? We have seen few applications given in the textbook. We know a lot of applications that are available in the real world. So name some applications of natural language processing. Yes, sentiment analysis. Exactly, Agnish. Any more answers? Automatic summarization. Very good. Chatbots. Excellent. Voice assistants, email filters or spam filters. Yes, the searches, the predictive searches, all these are applications of natural language processing, text classification or text extraction, exactly. So these are all the applications. If you get a question asking for mentioning some applications of NLP, you can give these as answers. Now the next question, explain how AI can play a role in automatic summarization of text. How do we summarize the text? Here, information overload is a major problem. We see lots and lots of information that is available to us. So here some information is relevant to us, whereas most of it may not sound relevant. So when we want to give the summary of a huge document, we make use of this application, which is called automatic summarization. You can give examples like news item or a blog post. So students, if you get this kind of a question, try to understand and give the answers crisp in 2 to 3 points. Now the next question to you all is, how AI can play a role in sentiment analysis. What does sentiment analysis do? What do you think is sentiment analysis? What is sentiment analysis? Have you come across this term sentiment analysis? Did you all read about sentiment analysis? What is sentiment analysis all about? What is sentiment analysis all about? Identify the sentiments among several posts. Exactly. So here the goal is to identify what is the underlying sentiment given in the post. So when we take Twitter, we see a lot of tweets there. So understanding what emotion is expressed explicitly behind that. So this actually helps in understanding whether the sentiment is positive, negative, or a neutral sentiment. And this extremely helps in understanding and driving purchase decisions. Do you know what is text classification? What is text classification? We have come across this term text classification. What is it? What do you understand by the term text classification? You have not come across this term text classification? Okay, here we are taking the given text and assigning them into predefined categories. And then we are organizing it so that we can make use of information. Now, if you have a lot of mails coming into your account, you classify them and organize them into different folders, isn't it? So one such classic example for text classification is your email filters or your spam filters. Once you mark your email as spam, a particular message from a particular sender as spam, from the next time it starts automatically segregating them into spam folder. Now the next question, how do virtual assistant help you in your day-to-day lives? I'm sure most of you must be using Google Assistant or Siri or in fact Cortana. How do you think that it help you in your day-to-day lives? How do you make use of virtual assistants? Yes, it can call for us. You can call out the voice assistant and then say call so and so. It starts calling. Very good. It helps us to search information easily. Exactly. It helps us in making notes. You're right. So all these activities that we do, like taking notes or making calls, sending messages, all these are done by voice assistants. So what do they basically do? They understand what we speak and then they try to make sense out of the information. So examples could be your Google Assistant, Cortana, Siri, Alexa, right? Now, the next question, name the 5 stages of AI project cycle. What are the 5 stages of AI project cycle? We have learnt about AI project cycle in detail in the previous term. What are the 5 stages of AI project cycle? Problem scoping, very good. The first stage is answered by Siddesh, problem scoping. What's the second stage? Yes, evaluation is the last stage. Let's have it in sequence. Yes, problem scoping, data acquisition, data exploration, modeling and evaluation. Exactly. A lot of you are getting it right. I'm really happy to see all right answers. So the 5 stages of AI project cycle are problem scoping, data acquisition, data exploration, modeling and evaluation. Now if you see students, they have given a scenario and asked you to go through the 5 stages of AI project cycle. Now, you may be asked to draw the problem statement template or come up with a problem statement template. Now, how does a problem statement template look like? You all should be able to recollect and then write this as answer. You're going to write the phrases are, have or has a problem that, when or while, and an ideal solution would. So all these 4 phrases on the left side, 1, 2, 3, 4. These answers are from the 4 blocks who, what, where and why. Remember the 4W problem canvas? The answers are marked here and then we are coming up with a template which helps us to come up with the goal of the AI project. So here we end up with the goal or the problem statement template. Our stakeholders have a problem that what is the issue, when or while, the context or situation, and an ideal solution would be what would be the benefit, right? So you may be asked to draw the template or you may be asked to come up with the problem statement template. This is a possible question which may come. I'm just going through everything in detail, Rashmi Rekha, so that we don't miss out on anything. Now the next question could be the different ways in which we acquire data. What are the different ways in which we can acquire the data? I have listed a few ways here. There are other ways also to acquire data. Now what are the ways that we know here? What are the possible ways of acquiring data? You may start posting your answers. In what ways do we acquire data? In what ways do we acquire data? Surveys, exactly. Observations, web scraping, sessions with therapist with for an NLP, this is right. Definitely interviews, cameras, very good. So these are different ways. It could be surveys, it could be sensors, cameras, it could be observation, it could be web application programming interface. In this particular example of NLP, it is databases available on the internet, interviews and so on. Okay, let's move on to the next question. How do we go about exploration stage in an NLP project? How do you explore data? The third stage of AI project cycle, how do you explore the data in an NLP project? How do you explore the data? The third stage of AI project cycle is all about exploring data. But here, with respect to natural language processing, what do we do? Text normalization and bag of words would come in the modeling stage, Rashmi. Here what we do is only text normalization. Okay, I'm sorry. It is only text normalization that is going to happen, wherein we are going to take the lengthy document, try to break it down to sentences, tokenize it, and then remove the stop words, special characters, whatever, and then bring down the number of words to a minimum level. So only text normalization is done with respect to natural language processing projects. So the normalized text is lowered to a minimum vocabulary since the machine does not require grammatically correct statements, but it needs only the essence. What is the gist? What are the main words that are required? So that is what is done in data exploration stage. Now, I am not going to be asking questions about modeling or evaluation. We are going to go through it in detail after a few questions. Now, tell me, what is a chatbot? Bhumika, you've given the right answer. Yes. Yes, Ryan, you're right. We only have 2 units here. What is a chatbot? A programmed machine that can understand and even talk in human language. Exactly. Rashmi Rekha, you've got it right. So a chatbot is nothing but a computer program that's designed to simulate human conversation through voice commands or sometimes in the form of a text chat or both. You could give examples. So if you remember what we learned in the book, the Mitsuku bot, which is currently known as Cookie, Jabberwocky. Do you know any other names for the chatbots that we've gone through in the textbook? There are 4 more chatbots that were mentioned in the textbook. Can someone tell me the names of few more chatbots which are given in class 10 facilitator handbook? Yes? Some more chatbots that we have come across. Cleverbot, Rose, O chatbot, exactly. So these are the various haptic. You got it right. So these are the various chatbots that are there. Now tell me, how many types of chatbots are there? How many types of chatbot are there? Excellent answers. How many types of chatbots are there? How many chatbots do we have? 2 types of chatbot, and they are scriptbot and smartbot. Of this, which is AI based? Scriptbot is AI based or smartbot is AI based? Which one is based on AI? Is it scriptbot or smartbot? Which one is based on AI? Okay, great. Smartbot, wow, all of you are giving the right answers. Smartbot is AI based. So we may also get a question which asks you for the differences between a script bot and a chat bot. Maybe 2 differences or maybe 4 differences. Now script bots are very easy to make because it's going to be revolving around one single script, whereas your smart bot are flexible and powerful because you're going to be working on bigger databases and other resources directly. Most of the time, these script bots are free and easy to integrate in any messaging platform, right? Whereas your smart bot needs a lot of data and they start learning and improve themselves with lots and lots of data. For a script bot, you need very little or in fact no language processing skills. But to develop a chatbot, you need to be good in coding. You'll have to program it, make sure it is uh, checking on the data and constantly learning from it. Now, if you see scriptbot, this has a very limited functionality, but your smartbot has a wide functionality. Got it? So students, when we see all these questions, this may turn out to be a 1 marker, 2 marker or 4 marker, but we need to be thorough with all this portion. Okay? Now let's move on to the next question. What language does the computer understand? What is the language of computers? Do you know the name of the language of computers? What language does the computer understand? Binary language, exactly, or we can call it as the machine language. It is only numbers and that is going to be zeros and ones. Now, what could be the possible difficulties a machine can face if we ask the machine to process human languages? We all can speak human languages without any problem. But if we are asking the machine to process human languages, what are the possible difficulties that we can face? Multiple meanings of the word, exactly. Arrangement of words and meanings, very good. One more. Excellent answers. Perfect syntax but no meaning. That is the third one. So we have three difficulties and those are arrangement of words and meaning. The second one is multiple meanings of a word and the third one is perfect syntax but no meaning. So this question may come as a 1 mark question or a 2 mark question. They may ask you to write down any two difficulties or they may ask you to write any one particular difficulty. Okay, when we try to arrange the words and understand the meaning, if we interchange it, the machine will have difficulty in understanding it. The second one, multiple meanings of a word. The same word can be used in different ways and we'll have to identify the meaning according to the context. Like, the red car zoomed past the nose or his face turned red after consuming the medicine. So the word red has different meanings, right? So that is example for multiple meanings of the word. So you may get a question by just giving two sentences and identify the possible difficulty a machine could face while processing this language. The third one, perfect syntax and no meaning. The syntax may appear perfectly fine, but it makes no sense. So we need to have a perfect balance of syntax and semantics for proper understanding. Now tell me students, what do you mean by the term syntax? You must have heard of syntax and semantics. I see there that there is answer for perfect syntax, but what do you mean by the word syntax? What is syntax? What is syntax? Please stop spamming the chat section. What is the meaning of the word syntax? Do you know the meaning of the word syntax? Yes, the grammatical structure of the sentence. Excellent. The rules to make a sentence. Very good. The format. Right. And what do you mean by the term semantics now? What do you mean by the term semantics? You've exactly said what do you mean by syntax. Now what is semantics? Yes, what do you mean by semantics? The meaning of the sentence. Exactly, Rihanna, Ritu. All of you have given the right answer. So syntax refer to the grammatical structure of the sentence and semantics refer to the meaning of the sentence. Now I've simply put here that you may also get a question for the possible difficulty. Okay. Now tell me, what is the use of text normalization? What is the use of text normalization? What is the use of text normalization? Yes, what is the use of text normalization? What exactly? Cleaning up of textual data so that we are bringing down the level of the text to a much lower level. Okay. So when we start with the process of normalizing text, we are taking a huge document and bringing it down to lesser words or the important words which is going to add essence to the document. So we are bringing down the level by cleaning up of textual data. Now tell me, what is corpus? You must have heard of this term. What is corpus? Corpus. What is corpus? Yes, Avni, your answers are right. Bhumika, right. Anju Bala, right. OP Manan, right. What is corpus? All the textual data from all documents collectively together is your corpus. Whole textual data, exactly. The entire set of documents, the collection of documents, group of documents. Very good, right answers. So it is the term that is used for whole textual data from all documents together, which we call as corpus. Very good. Now let's move on to the next question. What are the steps that are involved in text normalization? List down the steps. How many steps are there? Write it in sequence. How many steps are there in normalizing text? Name them. You know that there are a lot of steps in text normalization. Start naming them. Yes, sentence segmentation, which is the first step. Very good, sentence segmentation. What is the second step? Okay, the second step, once you segment the sentence, what do you do? The second step, tokenization. Excellent, the tokenization. Deepika has given answers. Sentence segmentation, tokenization. Okay, after that, the third step, once you tokenize, removing stop words. Excellent, Shreya. Removing stop words. After removing stop words, there is one more step. Exactly, Taban, it's a converting text to a common case and then stemming or lemmatization. Speed hacker, you're also right. So the 5 steps of text normalization are sentence segmentation, tokenization, removal of stop words, special characters and symbols, converting text to a common case, and finally stemming or lemmatization. Now the next question to you all is, what is sentence segmentation? What are we going to be doing in the first step of text normalization, that is sentence segmentation? What are we going to do in sentence segmentation? The first step of text normalization, what are we going to do here? In sentence segmentation, exactly, divide the corpus or segregating the sentences, dividing the sentences. Exactly, yes, all of you have got it right here. I see correct answers for everyone. This is the first step wherein you are going to break down the whole corpus into different sentences. Now each sentence is taken as data, so now the whole corpus get reduced to sentences. Now, the second step of text normalization is tokenization. What is a token here? Can you tell me what is a token? Now you have sentences. In that sentences, what are these tokens? What are tokens? Yes, tokenization is separation of words in the corpus or in the particular document. Now, what is a token? Okay, any word, number or character, exactly. You're right. So, token is a term which is used for a word, number or special character. So, remember this, token is a term which is used for a word, a number or a special character. Now when you are given a sentence, you should be able to count the number of tokens correctly. So in the second step, we are breaking down the sentences into tokens, which is nothing but a word, number or special character. Now a question to you all. Find the number of tokens in this given sentence. This could be a question that may come in the board exam. Given a paragraph or a sentence, you may be asked to find the number of tokens. Now tell me in the text that is given in red color, how many tokens are there? How many tokens are here in this given sentence or paragraph? Okay. I get mixed answers, 15, 16, 18, 8. Okay. So now I am going to start counting. Let's see if this is the right answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Full stop is also 1. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 tokens are there, right? Majority of you have got it right. So you will have to count full stop, you will have to count an apostrophe, you will have to count the next full stop also. So you will have to be very careful when you are going to find the number of tokens. You have to consider the word, number as well as any special character which is occurring in the sentence. Excellent students, most of you have given the right answer. Now tell me, what are stop words? What are stop words? Now, we generally remove the stop words, special characters and symbols in the third step of text normalization. Tell me, what are these stop words? Okay, words which are coming in a sentence but do not contain a value. Excellent, Arav. So how do we define stop word? You may get this as a question. Now these are words which occur frequently but do not add any value to it. Exactly, Hemshri, frequently occurring words or repeated words, right? So they do not add any value to it. Now students, have you ever tried writing a program in Python to find the stop words? Now here is the code. This makes use of natural language toolkit library. I have listed down all the stop words that are there in English. Okay. I've defined the variable stop words and then I've tried to create a list of stop words and then I've tried to sort it in alphabetical order. So here you find a list of stop words that are there in English language. So if you see words like you have a, you have even the prepositions above, below, okay, articles a, and then you also have words like the. So when you come across words like was, you, all these are nothing but stop words. Okay. So now you may also get a question wherein you are given a sentence and you are asked to identify the stop word. Now you have the stop words which are getting displayed on the screen. You will have to tell me the possible stop words in the given sentence. Now what are the stop words in the sentence? The adventure turned into a nightmare. Can you find the list of stop words that is given in this sentence? The adventure turned into a nightmare. Find out the stop words. You have the list of stop words that's getting displayed on the screen. Into, exactly, into is a stop word. So this is one. Is a stop word. The is also a stop word. You all got it right. The first one to get it right, I suppose, is Divyashri. Oh no, Shreya Dikshit. Shreya Dikshit was the first one to give the right answer, and then it was Divyashri, and most of you, all of you have given the right answers. It is the, into and a. Now students, please remember when you're trying to find stop words, okay, they are giving you a lengthy paragraph and asking you to find say 2 or 4 stop words, go in for simple words, okay, maybe the articles, maybe an and the, you, I, okay, was, is, am, some simple words that are there. Don't go for complicated words, okay. We know that there are so many stop words, but when you're writing your answers in the board exam, keep it simple, okay. Find the one that is easy for you and then just write it. Now, why is it important to convert the text to a common case? The fourth step, we try to convert the text to a common case. You may have capital letters, you may have small letters, you may have mixed characters. So we try to convert the text to a common case, and that is preferably lowercase. Now, why is it important for us to convert the text into a common case, and that is the lowercase? Post your answers. Yes, we convert everything into lowercase. Why? Why do you have to convert everything into lowercase? You may get this as question. We convert it preferably to the lowercase because the machine does not consider it as same words. Exactly, Rihanna. So the machine ensures that it is not going to consider these words as different words. So you must have seen in the textbook you have hello given with H capital, or with L, both the L capital, or it could be HELL capital O or H capital ELLO. So when you have different words, okay, sorry, when you have the same words but with different letters capitalized, we are trying to make sure that machine or your computer or your AI model does not consider these words as different words. So we try to bring it to a common case over here. That is the importance of converting text to a common case. Now finally we go through the process of stemming or lemmatization. Exactly. I think a lot of you have given the right answer. Arav, yes, you're right. Okay. Thank you, Manshi. Now, what is the difference between the terms stemming and lemmatization? You have learnt about stemming and lemmatization. You may get this as a 2-mark question. Write down the differences between stemming and lemmatization. So what do you think are the differences between stemming and lemmatization? Now both are processes wherein we are trying to convert a word by removing the affixes. Okay? Exactly. We are trying to remove the affixes. Now stemming is faster. Exactly, Udit, you're right. Suhail, you're right. The words may or may not make sense in stemming. Stemming is less accurate but fast. Yes. Lemmatization gives a meaningful word, and that is the difference. So let's go through this difference. Now stemming is the process of removing the affixes and converting the word to its base form. Okay. Now this word may or may not be meaningful. The base word may be correct, may not be correct. But in case of lemmatization, it is removing the affixes and converting it to the base form, which is the lemma of the word, and that's always a meaningful word, and the base word is correct. I'm sure all of you are giving answers. I'm going through the answers here. Perfect. So lemmatization gives meaningful words. So this is the reason it is taking more time to execute Whereas your stemming takes lesser time to execute because the base word may not be a meaningful one. Exactly. So if you take the word caring, it becomes car when you stem it. But the same one, when lemmatized, the lemma of this is going to be care, which is a proper base word and a very, very meaningful one. Now you're going to tell me the stemmed and lemmatized word of two words. Okay, the first one is tries. T-R-I-E-S, tries. What is the stemmed word of tries? What is the lemmatized word of tries? So this is the next question to you. What is the stemmed and lemmatized word of the given word tries? T-R-I is the stemmed word. T-R-Y is the lemmatized word. Excellent, Rudra. Very good, Suhail, Divyashri, Aditya, Arav, Avni, Rihanna, Deepika, Hemshri, Speed Hacker, Priyanka, Taban, stemmed word is TRI. Okay, Ray, Divyashri, Priyanka, very good. Now, what is the stemmed and lemmatized word of the given word parking? What will be the stemmed and lemmatized word of the second word that's given to you, that is parking? Both will be park. Excellent, excellent. Suhail has given the right answer. Avni, Rihanna, Aditya, Speed Hacker, Adarsh, Hemshri, Manish, Mansi, Arav, Varad, Ritu. Very good. Priyanka, Rudra, all of you have given the right answers. Yes, Nirmohi, you have also given the right answer. Yes, Deepika. So now we have seen the 5 steps of text normalization in detail. There are high chances that you may get a 4-mark question on text normalization. Okay. Now here, because we have learnt the stop words, I am going to show the removal of stop words also. Now there is a paragraph given in front of you. Raj and Vijay are best friends. They play together with other friends. Raj likes to play football, but Vijay prefers to play online games. Raj wants to be a footballer. Vijay wants to become an online gamer. Okay, now in the process of sentence segmentation, this paragraph would be broken down into 5 different sentences. As you can see, this is first sentence, second sentence, third sentence, fourth sentence and fifth sentence. So we are going to break down the given paragraph into 5 different sentences in sentence segmentation. So remember, you have to write this. The second one is tokenization. In tokenization, what do? We try to break down this sentence into various tokens. Okay. So here I am simply adding a comma. So this is a token. Here we don't have any special character. We don't have any number. So these words are simply separated here, as you can see. Okay, Raj and Vijay are best friends and so on. So for all the 5 sentences, you will have to tokenize it. Simply place a comma. Now the next step is removing the stop words, special characters and numbers. Now if I try to remove the stop word, I have a lot of stop words here. So see what all stop words are getting removed. Just for you all to understand, I have removed the stop words for this particular example. Now in the third step, and is a stop word which is got removed. Are is a stop word that is got removed. So you can check that the stop words are removed over here. Then if you see, they played together with is a stop word. Raj likes to is a stop word. Play football, but is a stop word. Vijay prefers to is again a stop word. Now in the next line, to, be, a. All these are stop words which I am trying to remove. The last one, to, and. These are stop words which I have removed. Okay. So you will find that this is what is happening in the removal of stop words, special characters and numbers. Now moving on to the next step, we are trying to convert it into a common case. So if you see here, whatever was there in the removal of stop words and special characters, all the words have been put in lower case. This is what we do in converting text to a common case. And finally, we do stemming or lemmatization. Now in stemming or lemmatization, we are trying to bring the word to the base form. Suppose we have friends here, S gets removed, right? The same way for the word likes, prefers, wants, right? Now if you see other words, for example, footballer becomes football. Got it? Now if you see gamer becomes game. So this way we are going to stem it or lemmatize it. Now students, I repeat this once again. This could be a possible 4-mark question for you all in the exam. Given a paragraph, you may have to find or write down the 5 steps of text normalization. Got it? Now let's move on to the next question. Does the vocabulary of a corpus remain the same before and after text normalization? Do you think the vocabulary of the words is going to remain the same before and after the process of text normalization? Do you think so? Yes? Is it going to be the same? Or is it going to be different? Is the vocabulary of word going to be the same before and after text normalization? What would be the answer for this question? Do you think the vocabulary of words would remain the same? No, it is not going to be the same. It will be different. Why? Because here we are trying to reduce the number of words by minimizing the vocabulary. And we are going to remove a lot of words in the process, right? So the machine is going to remove the set of words, symbols and numbers that are not required and keep only those words that make the gist of it. So that is the reason the vocabulary is not going to remain the same. Now the next question to you all is, what is bag of words? Now there is an algorithm, bag of words. What is bag of words? What is bag of words? What is bag of words algorithm? You have come across this question. What is bag of words algorithm? What is bag of words algorithm? It's a modeling algorithm. Exactly. What is it? It's an NLP based algorithm. Very good. More answers. What is bag of words? Wherein we get the vocabulary of words and the frequency. Exactly, Avni. So try to frame it in proper sentence. It's an NLP model which helps in extracting features out of the text that can be helpful in machine learning algorithms. So we get the occurrences of each words and construct a vocabulary of the corpus. So what exactly do we get out of bag of words? What are the 2 things that you get from bag of words? What are the 2 things? Very good, Bhumika. What are the 2 things that you get out of bag of words? There are 2 things that you get from bag of words. What are they? Can you tell me the 2 things that you get from bag of words algorithm? Okay, vocabulary of words in the corpus. Exactly, speed hacker. Are a value of words. What exactly do you mean by value? What exactly do you mean by value? Okay, let me give you the answers. You get two things. One is the vocabulary of words for the corpus, and the second thing is the number of times a particular word has occurred in the corpus. Exactly. So the frequency or the number of times a particular word has occurred along with the vocabulary of unique words. So these are the two things that we are going to get from bag of words. Now tell me, what are the 4 steps that we get or that you need to write down when we are trying to implement bag of words algorithm? Write down the steps to implement bag of words algorithm. Yes, frequency. Very good. I see correct answers. What are the steps involved in bag of words algorithm? Did you all go through the bag of words algorithm? What are the steps here? Yes, text normalization. Very good. Create document vector. Before that, we have to create a vocabulary of unique words. Create dictionary. Exactly, Avni, text normalization, create dictionary, document vector. These are the ones. Exactly, Ananmai, Divyashri, Vaibhav, Speed Hacker, right? Arav, you're also right. Shreya, very good. Now the 4 steps involved in bag of words algorithm are: the first one is your text normalization, wherein you're going to collect the data and pre-process it. Then you're creating a dictionary of unique words. Even if a word is going to occur multiple times, you have already made it come to a lowercase. So here you're going to pick up the word only once. So you create a dictionary of unique words. Then you're going to create a document vector for the first document, document number 1. You're going to take it, count the number of times a word has occurred in that document and note it down. Finally, you create document vector for all the other documents. This is what you do in creating document vectors. Now you may get a question specifically, how do you go create a dictionary? You make a list of unique words occurring in the corpus, or there could be a question which says, how do you create a document vector? You write down all the unique words and then take a particular document and write down how many times it has occurred in that particular document, right? Now we are going to take an example here and create a document vector table for the given corpus. Now again, for this particular example, I would be considering the stop words, and then I'm going to show you the output of bag of words provided you take into consideration the stop words. There are 4 documents given here. We are going to Mumbai. Mumbai is a famous place. We are going to a famous place and I am famous in Mumbai. So the first step is text normalization, wherein we are pre-processing the text. Okay, so you're breaking the given document into words and then removing the stop words, converting it to the lowercase. So what do we get here? These words are going to get removed in the removal of stop words. Okay, so I'm striking off all the words that would get removed when we are removing the stop words. So we end up with document 1 with words go and Mumbai. Why go? Because going gets stemmed or lemmatized to go. Then everything in lowercase, keep that in mind. In the second document, it is going to be Mumbai, famous and place. In the third document, it would be go, famous and place. In the last one, it is going to be famous and Mumbai. Got it? Now, let us find the dictionary of unique words. Now, in this unique words are what? The words that are appearing, and you're going to take only one occurrence of this. I'm taking go, Mumbai. Mumbai is getting repeated. Famous, place. Now, go is getting repeated. Famous is getting repeated. Place is getting repeated. Fourth document, famous is getting repeated, place is getting repeated. So ultimately I end up with 4 words in my dictionary: go, Mumbai, famous, place. Now let's try to create a document vector for the first document by listing down the words here. Now I'm going to draw a table. I'm writing the 4 unique words: go, Mumbai, famous, and place. Now if you see the first document, I have only the word go and Mumbai. So I'm writing 1 for this. If you have more than one occurrence, keep on adding the number of times. So this becomes 1 plus 1 or plus 1, so on. I don't find the occurrence of the word famous and place here. So I'm writing 0. Now in the fourth step, I'm going to create document vector for the rest of the documents. Now here, I'm writing down the numbers for all the words that have occurred. If you see in document number 2, I see Mumbai, famous and place occurring once. So I'm writing 1 for each of these words. Got it? Now in the third document, I find the word go, famous and place. So I am writing 1 for each of these words. And in the last document, I find only famous and Mumbai. So I write 1 for these 2 words. So now we have successfully created a document vector for all the documents. So this could be another possible 4-mark question. Now, in this particular example, I had removed the stop words. But in your board exam, dear students, you may not remove the stop words. You can take it as it is and then draw these tables for document vectors. I hope it is clear till here. Now, let's move on to the next question. What is TF-IDF? What is TF-IDF? What is TF-IDF? Yes, you need not normalize it, speed hacker. That's what I was telling. There is no need to remove stop words. It is not compulsory. It has been mentioned in the book. Very good. Arav and Rihanna has given the correct answer. The full form of TF-IDF is term frequency inverse document frequency. So now here TF-IDF is a numerical statistic that is intended to reflect how important a word is to the document. What is the important word in the document? What is the word which has the highest value in the document? In order to find that, we make use of this algorithm TF-IDF, term frequency inverse document frequency. Now what is term frequency? What is term frequency? What is term frequency? Exactly, Vikash, you got it right. What is term frequency? Can someone tell me what is term frequency? The frequency of word in a document, exactly. The number of times a particular term or a word occurs. Yes. Okay. Very good. It is the frequency of word in the document. Very good. So term frequency is nothing but the frequency of word in a document. So when you are going to begin with this particular term frequency, it is nothing but your document vector table. This is your document vector table, which is your term frequency table also. So your document vector table is equal to your term frequency table. Please keep this in mind, because you may be asked to do the TDF or implement the TF-IDF for certain given documents. So remember, document vector table is the base, which is the term frequency table. Okay, now term frequency is the frequency of a word in the document. Now the next question to you all is, what is document frequency? What is document frequency? Now you need to be very careful while answering for the document frequency. What is document frequency? What is document frequency? Is it a tough question? Yes, number of times a word occurs in the document. Forget how many times it occurs. Is it there in the document? Yes, no. So the maximum document frequency is the total number of documents. Keep this in mind. Document frequency is the number of documents in which the word occurs. So the maximum value could be the total number of documents. It cannot go beyond that. If you are given two documents, okay, I am giving you a question. If you are given two documents, what is the maximum document frequency? What is the maximum document frequency in this case? If you have two documents, what is the maximum document frequency that you can get? Exactly 2. Very good, very good. So the maximum document frequency in that case would be 2. Now tell me, how do you write the inverse document frequency? Very good. I'm happy to see Jaldias, Hemshri, Neetu, Rihanna, Ritu, Suhail, Aditya, Alka, Shreya, Ananmay, Deepika, Naman, Divya, Katrina, Arav, all giving right answers. Okay, what is inverse document frequency? How do you write inverse document frequency? Now here's where most of you will go wrong. What do you put in the numerator of inverse document frequency? Think, what do you put in the numerator of inverse document frequency? We put the total number of documents in the numerator and the document frequency in the denominator. So the total number of documents is there in the numerator. If you are given 4 documents, the numerator will be 4. And if you have the word occurring in 3 documents, it's going to be 4 by 3. So you have to remember that you put the total number of documents in the numerator while the document frequency in the denominator. So high chances of us going wrong in question number 39 and 40. If you are very clear with it, then you will not make mistakes. Document frequency is the number of documents in which the word has occurred, and you write the inverse document frequency by taking the total number of documents in the numerator and the value that you see in the document frequency on the denominator. Now tell me, what is the formula for writing the last table TF-IDF? What is the formula for TF-IDF? Let me see who is giving the answer first. What is the formula for TF-IDF? What is the formula for TF-IDF? TF into log of IDF. Arav, you have written word, it is IDF. TF into log IDF. Rihanna, I think it is a typing error. Good try. Yes, Anitra. Aritra, you have got it right. Priyanka, Suhail, yes. Ritu, Adarsh, term frequency into log of inverse document frequency. Avni, yes. So the formula is going to be displayed now. It is TF into log of IDF. Okay. Now, given a document, we are going to see how to go through the TF-IDF. Now here I am not going to remove the stop words. Okay, so let us go through the term frequency table, document frequency table, inverse document frequency table, and the TF-IDF. So the first table is your term frequency table. We are going to Mumbai. So I write 1 for each of this. None of the words are getting repeated. We are going to Mumbai. The second document says Mumbai is a famous place. Again, none of the words are getting repeated. I am marking a 1 for all these words. Mumbai is a famous place. Then the third one, we are going to a famous place. Now note here again, there is no word getting repeated. We are going to a famous place. And the last one, I am famous in Mumbai. So I am famous in Mumbai. So this way we create our term frequency table. Okay. Now let's go ahead and create the document frequency table. Now you're going to count the number of documents in which you are seeing the word. Do not look out for the number of times here. Is it there in the document? For example, let us take V. It is here in the first document. It is not there in the second document. It is there in the third document. It is not there in the fourth document. So the document frequency for V is 2. Now the same way R is there in document 1 and 3. So 2. Going is also there in document 1 and 3. 2 is also there in document 1 and 3. If you see the word Mumbai, how do you calculate the document frequency here? It is there, it is there, it is not there, it is there. So 1, 2, 3, and that is how you arrive at 3. Now the next one, is only there in the second document and hence it is 1. Is there in the second and the third document, hence 2. Famous is there in document 2, 3 and 4, hence this is 3. Now if you see the word place, now place is there in the second and third document, hence 2. Now I am in is only there in the fourth document, hence 1, 1 and 1. So now I think you all will be clear in writing down the document frequency table. Now let us go with the inverse document frequency table. In inverse document frequency table, we are taking the number of documents in the numerator. Now how many documents we had? We had 4 documents. First document, we are going to Mumbai. Second document, Mumbai is a famous place. Third one, we are going to a famous place. And the last one, I am famous in Mumbai. So total number of documents here is 4. Write this in the numerator of every word and simply take the document frequency and put it in the denominator. See, this way. So you write 4 by 2, 4 by 2, 4 by 2, 4 by 2, 4 by 3, 4 by 1, 4 by 2, 4 by 3, 4 by 2, 4 by 1, 4 by 1 and 4 by 1. Now finally, we go with the fourth table, that is the TF-IDF table, wherein we are calculating using the formula TF-IDF of a word is equal to term frequency, that is the first table, multiplied by log of inverse document frequency. So you are going to simply take the values of term frequency first, multiply it with log of inverse document frequency for that particular word. This way we complete the TF-IDF. I hope it is clear. Nobody will miss out marks on this particular question on coming up with TF-IDF. First you start with term frequency table, then you go for document frequency table and then the inverse document frequency table, finally the TF-IDF table. Got it? Now tell me students, we have learned that TF-IDF is a modeling algorithm which extract key features. Now what are the possible applications of TF-IDF? Where all can we apply TF-IDF? Term frequency, inverse document frequency. Where all can we apply this one? What are the possible applications of TF-IDF? Classification modeling. Okay, very good. More answers? What are the applications of TF-IDF? Topic modeling, yes. Stop word filtering, very good. Yes, Rihanna. Document classification, information retrieval system, topic modeling and stop word filtering. Ananma, yes. Yes. Tebun, Divyashri, all of you have given the right answers. So the first application is document classification, which helps in classifying The type and genre of document, the topic modeling, the second application wherein you can predict a heading or the topic for a given corpus or collection of documents. The third one is information retrieval system wherein we are trying to extract some important information out of the corpus. And finally, the stop word filtering, which helps in removing the unnecessary words out of a text body. Now the next question is the graph. Do you all remember this graph? When we actually come up with the TF-IDF, we see that there are some words which are repeatedly coming but has no value to it. What are those words? The words that get repeated again and again but has no meaning. The words that come again and again but has no meaning. What are they? Stop words. Yes. Speed hacker, that applications may come for a 2 mark or 1 mark question. Stop words. Very good. So stop words are the words which occur maximum number of times but has no value. Then if we see as the graph proceeds down, at some point we see that there are certain words which occur to a good number of times and has a reasonable value. So these words are called frequent words. They usually talk about the subject of the document. Maybe in the previous example, Mumbai, famous. So these are words that has considerable value, that keeps on rotating the subject of the document. Okay. And then we have the rare or valuable words. These words occur very less but has a lot of value. So those are the words that we are looking for. The rare or the valuable words. You can explain this by looking at the graph. The more the times that the words occur has no value, and those are your stop words. As we move down, we find certain words which occur frequently and has considerable value, your frequent words, which speak about the document subject. And finally, the words which have less occurrence but a lot of value, which we call as rare or valuable words. So I'm sure you will be able to explain this particular question now. Now one more question. What is this NLTK, or what package is used for natural language processing? It is NLTK, Natural Language Toolkit. N, Natural Language Toolkit. So we generally download and install this NLTK. This is a package that is used by Python for processing languages or human languages. Okay. So that completes the 7th lesson. Now quickly let us complete the 8th lesson as well. So we move on to the next lesson, evaluation. Now in evaluation, we begin with the definition of evaluation. Now evaluation is the process of understanding the reliability of any AI model based on outputs by feeding the test data set of the model into the model and comparing them with the actual answers. So if you all can recollect, when you acquire data, okay, whatever data has been acquired is split into two. One is your training data, which you use for modeling your AI model, and the other one is testing data, which is used to assess the performance of your AI model. So the training data is mostly used in modeling stage, and the testing data comes into role when we are looking into the evaluation stage. It is the last step exactly. Here we are going to feed in the testing data and then check how it is going to perform, right? Entrepreneurial skills, I'll definitely think about it. Employability skills, I have it in mind. If I get time, I'll definitely do it for you. So now let's complete the last unit quickly. This is a small unit. So if you have understood, the testing data is what is fed during the evaluation stage, and that is compared with the actual answers. Now what are the two parameters which we are going to consider for evaluating a model? There are two parameters we have studied, and that is going to keep on revolving around the last chapter. What are the two parameters considered for evaluating a model. What are prediction and reality? Excellent. What is prediction? What is prediction and what is reality? Think you have an AI model. What is prediction? What is reality? What is prediction and what is reality? You can give answers. Yes, Ariana, Suhail, Arav, Avni, Adarsh, Teban, all of you have given right answers. Answers given by the model is prediction, right? Whatever it is predicting, yes. The output given by the model, correct. And what is reality? The actual truth. Very good. Hemshri. So here prediction is the output that is given by your model and reality is the real scenario or truth. What is actual happening? Yes, Stephen, you're right. So these are the two parameters. You may be asked questions relating to this. Now, why is it important? Why is evaluation important? Because we need to check whether your model is working correctly, and it is going to help us understand how well the model is working and what improvements are required. So it is important to evaluate a particular model. Now tell me, what is overfitting? What is overfitting? I told you about training data, testing data. Now tell me, what is overfitting? What is overfitting? Yes. Looking out for answers on overfitting. What is overfitting? When the model covers all the data samples, exactly. When you have the data, you are not properly distributing the testing data and training data. You are making use of a higher, very high percentage. Usually we have 70% training and 30% testing. When we try to use 90% of data for training and hardly 10% for testing, or when we are trying to use almost all the samples for training, then it is going to be overfitting. So what's going to happen in this case? It is definitely going to give you the correct answers, right? So when a model's performance is trying to cover all the data samples, even if they are out of alignment to the true function, we call this to be overfitting. Now identify which is the overfitting graph. I have given the graph. Is it graph number 1? Is it graph number 2 or is it graph number 3? Which one is overfitting here? I'm not providing this worksheet for you, Speed Hacker. This is for us to revise. I want you all to listen. Yes. The third one, exactly. You are right, Book Dragon. Yes, Rihanna, Suhail, Hemshri, Avni, Aritra, Ritu, Arav, right. Right, Tanushri. So the third graph given here is overfitting. Yes, Shreya. So this is the overfitting graph wherein all the samples are covered by the model. So this is the overfitting graph. You may get a situation based question by giving the graph, or you may be asked a direct question. Now tell me the four conditions that we are going to arrive at with prediction and reality. What are the four conditions? You may write it in short form. What are the four conditions that we are going to be looking into in this evaluation stage? For prediction and reality, we are going to be looking at four different conditions. What are those four conditions? Exactly, Suhail, Arav, TP, TN, FP, FN. So true positive, false positive, true negative and false negative. Now remember, whatever is the output of the model, okay, output of the model, that is your prediction, right? If the prediction is positive, if the prediction says yes, it is a positive prediction. If the prediction is no, then it is a negative prediction. Now we are going to try to match this with the reality or the actual scenario. If it is matching the scenario, then it is true. If it is not matching the scenario, then it is false. So now you can arrive with true positive, true false positive, true negative and false negative. So true positive is when your AI model's prediction is yes. Okay, and it matches with the reality. The model says yes, there is forest fire and there is an actual scene of forest fire. It is true positive. What is false positive? Or sorry, let's go with true negative. What is true negative? When your model says no and that is matching with the reality, it is true negative. The model says there is no forest fire and in reality there is no forest fire. That is true negative. Now what is false positive? The machine's prediction is yes and it is not matching with the reality. Machine says yes, there is forest fire. You go there and check, it is not there. So that is false positive. And the last one, false negative, when the machine says no and it does not match with the reality. The machine says there is no forest fire, but in reality there is forest fire. That is false negative. Now the next question, what is a confusion matrix? Using these four, we are going to draw a table and that is what is called as confusion matrix. So how do you define confusion matrix? Quick answers. Let me see. Who is going to pose the answer first? What is a confusion matrix? Yes, the result of comparison between prediction and reality. Okay, it is a 2 by 2 matrix wherein you are not 2 by 2. You are going to draw a table in which you are going to write the prediction and reality, and that is confusion matrix. Okay. Now your confusion matrix looks like this. Remember, always prediction is on the left side. Yes and no. Yes is positive prediction. Can you see? Positive is mentioned over here. When the machine predicts no, it is a negative prediction. You find the word negative here. Okay. Now when the prediction is matching, both are yes and yes. Both are no and no. Then you get the word true. Now here they are not matching, no and yes. So it is false. So you can easily come up with this. Remember, on the left side you are writing prediction yes and no. On the top you are writing reality yes and no. This in some questions will be replaced with 1 and 0. Okay. And instead of reality they use the word actual. Okay. So you can think of this. So remember to draw the confusion matrix correctly. You write prediction. You write reality. And then you write 1 and 0 or yes and no. Now this is true positive, false positive. This is false negative and this is true negative. Please remember to draw the confusion matrix correctly. Whenever a question is given, identify the four conditions correctly. True positive, false negative and true negative. Under what conditions do we say that the predictions is correctly made? Only for two conditions. When the machine says yes and it's matching with the reality. When the machine says no and that matches with the reality. So we arrive at two conditions, that is your true positive and true negative, where your prediction is matching correctly with the reality. Okay, so these are the correct predictions by the machine. Now you may be given this situation to identify what condition it is, or you may be asked to write down the correct condition for a given example. It can be either ways. So if you take mail spamming, what is mail spamming related to? Is it related to true positive, false negative or true negative? Usually it is between false positive and false negative because these are associated with high costs. The machine says yes but it is not happening. The machine says no but it's happening. So mail spamming is an example of very good. Avni, Shreya, Hridan, this is example of false positive. If the machine starts predicting every mail as spam, then we miss out on the important one. Now what about the second one, gold mining? Gold mining. Which evaluation metric would be crucial for gold mining? The machine gives a alarm every time, but it is not true. Again, a false positive. Okay. Now what about the viral outbreak? Think of corona. What about the viral outbreak? The third one. What about the viral outbreak? C. What about the viral outbreak? Which one is the important parameter here or important condition here? False negative. Excellent. Excellent. Shreya, Sol, Avni, Aritra, Hridan, yes, Rihanna, Aaron, Arya. The last one is false negative. Got it? So you'll have to explain about this because these two are the conditions which gives high cost. Okay. So you need to remember to associate the right condition for the right example. What are the possible reasons for which an AI model is not efficient? There could be a lack of training data. You are not providing sufficient training data, so your model may fail. Or you are providing it with unauthenticated or wrong data, wherein your AI model may fail. Or you're not doing proper programming, or your chosen algorithm is not right. It is not tested properly. Then it may fail, or it is not easy to be implemented, or there is less accuracy. In these cases, these are the possible reasons for an AI model not being efficient. Now, what are type 1 and type 2 errors? Students, please note this is given in the question bank of CBSE that is currently reflecting in the CBSE website. Now, I told you that there are high costs associated with false positive and false negative. Okay. Type 1 error is false negative condition, wherein the actual value was negative but the model predicted a positive value. So here false negative F1 or Fn is your type 1 error. Okay. Fn is type 1. Now what is type 2 error? Sorry. What is type 2 error? That is your false positive. Okay, let me tell you a shortcut to remember this also. Now false negative is type 1. Type 2 is your false positive. See this FP. You are writing P like this, no? This has the curve of 2. So remember this. This is a type 2 error. So try to remember type 1 and type 2. This could be a possible question because it is mentioned in the question bank of CBSE. Got it? Now the next question, name all the evaluation parameters. There are 4 evaluation parameters. We've learnt it in term 1 exam. We've learnt it in term 2 exam. Aritra, it is mentioned in the question bank that type 2 error is false positive. So let's go by this only. So we have a proof to say that it was mentioned here and that is the reason. Okay. Yes, Hemshri. F1 score, recall, 2 more parameters. Accuracy, precision, recall and F1 score. Excellent, Suhail. So these are the 4 parameters that are used in evaluation. Accuracy, precision, recall and F1 score. Now we define accuracy using the percentage of correct predictions out of all the observations. So here we write accuracy percentage because we are going to be multiplying it by 100. You write percentage. So correct predictions is what? Machine says yes and it is there in the reality. Machine says no and it is not in the reality. So here TP plus TN divided by all 4 conditions into 100%. So it is the percentage of correct predictions out of all the observation. Now the next question is precision. Precision is defined as the percentage of positive cases. If you see the confusion matrix where the prediction is yes, we take only TP and FP. So here it is the percentage of true positive cases versus all the cases where the prediction says yes. So it is TP by TP plus FP. So this way you can easily try to remember the formula. The next one, define recall. And what is the formula for calculating recall? Recall is defined as the fraction of positive cases that are correctly identified. So you write only the reality, where the reality is yes in the confusion matrix. So you will take into consideration TP and FN. So recall's formula would be TP by TP plus Fn. Exactly, Rihanna. Very good, Suhail and Aaron. Now, if you're asked for an example where high accuracy is not usable, let us go with the example which is given in the textbook. We consider the case of forest fire. It always predicts that there is no fire, but in reality, there is a 2% chance of forest fire breaking out. Now in this case, even though the model is 98% accurate, it is not considering the actual case of forest fire. Hence here high accuracy is not usable. Now the same way you may be asked an example where high precision is not usable. Now where is high precision not usable? Let us again take the condition of forest fire. Okay. Let us imagine that the model has 100% precision. That means whenever the machine says there is a fire, there is actually a fire. But here there is a rare exception that it is not considering false negative condition because it does not take into account. Precision takes the formula TP by TP plus FP. Where did Fn go? The false negative is also a dangerous condition. That is not taken into account here. So we can say that high precision is not usable. So what do we need to do now? We need to strike a balance between recall and precision. Why? Because precision does not take into consideration false negative and recall does not take into consideration false positive. Hence, we need to strike a balance between precision and recall. Now, what is the ideal parameter that we are going to consider? And that is your F1 score, which is going to maintain the balance. Exactly, Hridan. So here F1 score can be defined as the measure of balance between precision and recall. F1 score is 2 multiplied by precision into recall divided by precision plus recall. So remember all the 4 formulas. It is easy to remember. Draw the confusion matrix and do it. Now tell me, what is the range of precision, recall and F1 score? What has to be the value of precision, recall and F1 score? Aritra, you are right. Your question is right. The answer is right. Fn is harmful for forest fire. Fp is harmful for mining. Yes. 0 to 1. Excellent. Rihanna, Hridan, I am not able to see what you have typed. Soul, Neetu, Hemshri, Arav, Aritra, Aaron, Vaishnavi, Divyashri, all of you have given the correct answer. Jackfree, Taban, all of you. So it has to be a value between 0 to 1, and for this reason, students, please remember, when you are calculating precision, when you are calculating recall, when you are calculating F1 score, in none of the formulas you will multiply it by 100. You should never do it. If you try to multiply it by 100, you will get a value beyond 1, which is wrong. So you should avoid doing this. Your precision formula will be TP by TP plus FP. Your recall formula will be TP by TP plus Fn. And your F1 score formula would be 2 into precision into recall divided by precision plus recall. In none of the plays we are taking it into 100. Please remember this, otherwise your answer will go wrong. Now the next question, when can we get a perfect F1 score? When can we get a perfect F1 score? Yes, if it is asked for a percentage, Aritra, then you can multiply it with 100, not otherwise. When can you get a perfect F1 score? When both are 1. Exactly, Shreya. Exactly. Whoever is typed 1, Hemshri, Neetu, Rihanna, Aritra, Vaishnavi, when it is 1, when you're getting a high value for both precision and recall, then we get a perfect F1 score. When precision is 1, recall is 1. Okay, then we get F1 score is 1. Now let's try to substitute here only and check in the formula. So this will be 2 into 1 multiplied by 1 by 1 plus 1. So that is 2 multiplied by 1 by 2. I strike it off. So here I get a perfect F1 score when my precision and recall are both 1. Excellent. Now a last question, you may be given a scenario to calculate the accuracy, precision, recall and F1 score. Now this is the last question taken from the textbook about traffic jam. Here as you can see, a confusion matrix is given, prediction is given 1 and 0. That means this is yes and no. Actual 1 and 0. This is your reality. I told you where they mention actual, it is the reality. Okay. So here tell me, I am going to point at something. You are going to tell me what is it? What condition is it? True positive, false positive, true negative or false negative. What is this? The first 50 in this column. What is this? I am pointing the first arrow in orange color. What is this? True positive. Excellent. Okay. Now what is this? The next one. To the right of it, I am pointing my arrow. What is this? The second one on the right side, drop. Yes, Rihanna. Yes, yes. False positive. Very good. Now, for a change, I am going down. What is this? I am pointing down. See the screen carefully and tell me what is this. I am pointing down on the right side, exactly. True, negative. And the one that is left, the one that is on to the left, this is, what is this? This is going to be the last one, false, negative. Now using this, you are going to apply the values in the formula. The first one is accuracy. So let me change the color for accuracy. When you are going to calculate the accuracy, you are going to be taking true positive, true negative, add these both divided by sum of them. So 50 plus 0, which is 50, divided by all the values, so that is 100, you get 50% accuracy, right? Now what will be the values for precision, recall and F1 score? Okay, I will show till recall, you are going to calculate the F1 score. Precision is TP by TP plus FP. So that is going to be 50 divided by 50 plus 50, which is 100, and hence it is 0.5. 1 by 2, which is 0.5. And if you see recall, you are considering only reality for recall. I told you to remember this, right? So TP by TP plus Fn. So this is 50 divided by 50 plus 0. Hence the value is 1. Now one of you is going to tell me the value of F1 score. I'll wait here. You have the value of precision. You have the value of recall. What is the value of F1 score? Okay, the value of F1 score. You can try calculating. I have got one answer. Avni has given it as 0.66, Hridan 0.66, Mohit, Sol, all of you giving the answer as 0.66, Aaron, Shambhavi, Rihanna, Nisha. Yes, let me scroll down and see the values. Yes, exactly. Everyone nailed the correct answer. 2 multiplied by recall into precision divided by recall plus precision. So here we are getting the answer as 0.67. Excellent students. So with this, we come to the end of the revision today. I think we have tried to cover all the topics. Please understand, a particular concept may be applied as a, may be asked as an application based question or as a direct question. Whatever it is, with this revision, I'm sure you will be able to rock the exam for subject specific skills. All right. Any questions, any doubts in today's session? Yes, most of the time we take F1 score as the important metric because we need to strike a balance between false positive and false negative. Yes, the recording will be available and it will be helpful to you to listen to the voice rather than looking into the textbook. So you can always go through this recording. Yes, Hridan. Aditya also asked the same question. F1 score is the ideal parameter to be considered. Aritra, I'll try my best to put up something on entrepreneurial skills and green skills. There's no other questions. Thank you. Wishing you all the very best and good luck for your AI board exam. Thank you, students.